President Bradley is on excused leave today. So the election of a pro tem meeting chair will be the first item on the agenda. So in President Bradley's absence, Director Hayes has consented to preside over the meeting. So we're just going to ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Do we have? Thank you. I'm going to take roll call. Director Dace,
Here.
Director Hayes,
Here.
Director Patel,
Present.
Director Pearson,
Present.
Director Sulman. He's here.
Michelle, are there any lettings or hearings today?
No, we do not have any lettings or hearings today.
Yeah, I asked that we call this meeting to order. You've called roll. And if we could, today is a regular meeting of the Board of Public Service for May 27th, 2025. And this is a public meeting and only board members are allowed to speak unless recognized by yourself or by myself or the secretary. If we could please proceed with the meeting agenda.
Director Dace,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Patel,
Aye.
Director Pearson,
Aye.
Director Sulman. He's here. Regular order of business from the president. Recommendation that approval be given as follows. Escrow agreement for the Southwest Avenue Bridge, project number STP-9900, parcels 6A and 6B between the City of St. Louis, Stephen Cacciatore, and First American Title. Trustees deed between Stephen Cacciatore and the City of St. Louis, acting through the Board of Public Service. This deed ensures that the grantee will receive all rights, privileges, appurtenances, and immunities for the proposed right-of-way of parcels 6A and 6B. Port Authority agreement with SCF Lewis and Clark Fleeting LLC for the mooring adjacent to St. George Street along South Riverfront. Ingram Barge Company currently leases approximately 988 linear feet of mooring under the agreement that includes a 5-year initial term and several 5-year extension options with a predefined rent structure. The current lease term is set to expire on January 1st, 2026. SCF has expressed their intention to exercise the first 5-year extension option. The rent for this extension will follow structure outlined in the letter of extension, which aligns with the terms already established in the existing agreement. From the Office of Special Events, request for the following to be approved, subject to certain conditions. There are 12 special events to be declared as festival zones. Number 1, Sioux Lord Pride Parade will take place on South 10th, next to Big Daddy's Bar and Grill, turning right on Sydney, left on South 9th, proceeding north to Geyer and turning left, ending at the Great Grizzly Bear on June 14th from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Number 2, Grove Pride Night will take place on Manchester between Sarah and Boyle on June 28th from 5 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. Setup and teardown will begin on June 28th at 9 a.m. and end on June 29th at 2 a.m. Number 3, Delish on Delmar will take place on Delmar between Union and Kings Highway on October 17th from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Setup and teardown will begin at 9 a.m. and end at 11:30 p.m. Number 4, Delmar Loop Juneteenth celebration will take place on Delmar between Hamilton and DeGiverville on June 14th from 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Setup and teardown will begin at 9 a.m. and end at 10:30 p.m. Number 5, Meeting Planners International Closing Party will take place on Washington between North Teresa and North Compton, North Leonard between Samuel Shepherd and Washington, Josephine Baker between Samuel Shepherd and Washington, and Samuel Shepherd between Washington and North Leonard on June 20th from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Setup and teardown will begin on June 19th at 5 p.m. and end on June 21st at 6 a.m. Number 6, 10th Annual Black Wall Street 314 Festival will take place on Dr. Martin Luther King between Hamilton and Holdemont on June 28th from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Setup and tear down will begin at 8 a.m. and end at 8 p.m. Number 7, community rummage sale will take place on North Sarah between Labadee and St. Louis Avenue on June 21st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Setup and tear down will begin at 8 a.m. and end at 3 p.m. Number 8, Greenhall Museum Juneteenth celebration will take place on St. Louis Avenue between Parnell and North 23rd and 25th Street between St. Louis Avenue and University on June 19th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Setup and tear down will begin at 7 a.m. and end at 7 p.m. House of Soul Juneteenth Block Party will take place on Washington between Tucker and 13th on June 19th from noon to 8 p.m. Setup and tear down will begin at 7 a.m. and end at 10 p.m. Number 10, Blues at the Arch will take place on Washington between 1st and 2nd Street on August 8th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. August 9th from noon to 4 p.m. and August 10th from noon to 4 p.m. Setup and tear down will begin on August 8th at 6 a.m. and end on August 10th at 10 p.m. Number 11, Nick Swiatek Memorial will take place on Wise between Tam and Childress on June 13th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Setup and tear down will begin at 5:30 p.m. and end at 8:30 p.m. Number 12, Corpus Christi Procession Parade will take place on Marconi between Botanical and Wilson, Edwards between Wilson and Botanical, Wilson between Marconi and Edwards, and Botanical between Edwards and Marconi on June 22nd from 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Setup and tear down will begin at 7 a.m. and end at 3:30 p.m. From the Director of Public Utilities, recommendation that the board declares as emergency action for the following: cut and re-well pump 11 elbow at the Howard Bend Water Treatment Plant. The estimated cost of this work is $6,346. Emergency repair for city pavement excavations from water main repair projects completed by SBC Contracting. The estimated cost of this work is $150,000. From the Director of Streets, recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Petition number 6937, an ordinance to conditionally vacate a strip of air rights over Finney Avenue adjoining city blocks 4558 and 4561 and beginning approximately 274.95 feet west of Pendleton and continuing for 70 feet. Petition by Rankin Technical College. From the Directors of Public Safety and Utilities, joint recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Request by Christine James Real Estate Missouri, LLC to subdivide 2845 Wyoming in City Block 1475. Request by MF 2401 LLC to consolidate portions of 1925 Hickory with 1927 Hickory in City Block 2280. Request by OCG Acquisition GP to subdivide 2748 and 2750 Ann Avenue into 2 townhomes in City Block 1353. Request by DNR Building Group to consolidate the lot at 6847 Bruno and 2154 Forest Avenue in City Block 4625. From the Directors of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that 3 applications from AT&T be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 39 for 8601 Goodfellow Boulevard. Application number 40 for 1210 Macklin Avenue. Application number 41 for 140 Lafayette Avenue. We have 2 conditional use permits from the Director of Public Safety.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and members of the board. My name is Sandra Long, Plan Examiner for the city, and I'll be representing the Building Commissioner at today's hearing. For Board Order number 766, transmitted herewith, are recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. Approval with conditions is recommended for 2 applications: 4904 Devonshire, first floor, 5611 Hampton. I request that these recommendations be approved as submitted.
Thank you, Ms. Long. Are there any questions from the board? I'll entertain a motion.
So moved as submitted, Pearson.
Second, Patel.
Thank you, directors. Will you please call roll?
Director Days,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Patel,
Aye.
Director Pearson,
Aye.
Director Sewellman.
Aye.
Conditional uses are approved with my imaginary gavel. Let's take unless I'm missing something, Michelle, if we could take a look at the meeting minutes that were distributed. Are there any questions on the meeting minutes from our prior meeting? If there are none, entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes, Patel?
Second. Second, third.
Thank you, directors. If you could please call roll.
Director Days,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Patel,
Aye.
Director Pearson,
Aye.
Director Sewellman.
Aye.
Thank you. Meeting minutes are approved. Today's agenda, are there any questions or comments or concerned on the agenda for today, May 27th?
Just briefly from a legal perspective, I'll point out that the phrasing of the petition number 6937, an ordinance to conditionally vacate a strip. Legally, this board is not empowered to create an ordinance, but the spirit of it is within the power of the Board of Public Service.
Thank you, Counselor Patterson. Appreciate that. Is there anything we need to adjust with this meeting or just for future reference?
I would say just for future reference, that if you approve the whole agenda, I believe that everything is legally enforceable. Just the phrasing in the future, you're not empowered to create an ordinance. Only the Board of Aldermen is.
So noted. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Excuse me, Greg,
Yes.
the attorney there is who? I'm sorry.
My name's Patrick Patterson. I'm relatively new. I'm filling in for Nancy Walsh. She's dealing with a lot of tornado stuff right now.
So you're not from the law department, you're from the mayor's office.
No, I'm not. I'm from the law department.
Okay, now, we've been doing this, I'm new here too. This is my 20-something day, an ordinance. Who writes the ordinance? The Board of Aldermen?
Yes,
Yes.
the Board of Aldermen create ordinances.
And we recommended, we're approving the ordinance and we can't approve an ordinance. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you can recommend an ordinance, certainly, yes. But this board is not empowered to pass an ordinance. Only the Board of Aldermen is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll talk to my engineer. Thank you.
All right.
If I could chime in just for a minute, Patrick, the reason why this is on the agenda is because the Board of Aldermen has already created the ordinance
Thank
for it.
Got it. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
they've
we're not doing
already
anything wrong. We're
Right,
okay?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Patrick's as good as it gets, Jim. I'll tell you that.
I hear you.
No matter how new he is, he's fantastic. So thank you, Patrick and Jim and Michelle. Okay, so did we get the agenda approved there? Sorry.
You need a motion?
Yep. Wait, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the agenda?
Second,
Thank you, directors. Can you please call roll?
Director Days, Director Days? That's okay. Director Hayes?
Aye.
Director Patel?
Aye.
Director Pearson?
Aye.
Director Sewellman?
aye.
The agenda has been approved. Are there any questions or comments or concerns before we adjourn today?
Good job, Greg.
Big shoes to fill.
Yep.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unless there's any other comments, everybody have a good day. Be safe out there. Thanks for all your help.